I am truly excited to be here tonight. It is 7:17 p.m. It is July the 6th. I will be your host for the next 15 to 20 minutes. Yes, I will be your host. Santos here out of Stockton, California. It is a wonderful Sunday, a blessed Sunday. We're going to read a few scriptures before we go on this broadcast. I truly want to speak to those of you that are feeling stuck. You're feeling, you're in a battle. You're in this situation where you're just going around in a circle. You're losing money, but you're also winning some. You're losing money, but you're winning some. And you're in this circle that you believe you want to get out of this circle that you're in. You want to get out of this thing. I don't know, call it whatever you will. This thing, right? It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So you're in this thing, and you're every once in a while you'll throw a little monkey wrench into the thing, right? And it'll just stop. But what happens? You start thinking about it again, and then the thing keeps going on again, and the cycle already begins to move on and on. By the way, welcome those of you that are here. Welcome Santos here. This is Your Solution Live. There's no episode number. Maybe we'll number it episode number 521. All right, we'll leave it there. Episode number 521. There is nothing on the agenda. I am in my mobile studio here, if you will. I welcome questions. I welcome those of you. If I see you, I will give you Mr. Keevan. Mr. Keevan. And we will have some moderators here, I believe, maybe in a little bit. We'll see how it goes. How am I doing? You know, I am I am very, very grateful. I am very grateful, but I am also going through a lot of difficulty, if that makes sense. Right? I'm grateful, but I'm also going through some very, very difficulty that I must continually pray. I must continually stay focused. That's probably the best I can say it. I'm not here to complain tonight. Um, I'm not at my best. I'm not at my best. You may be able to tell that. That's okay. I'm still here. And I want to assure those of you that you're in this struggle. By the way, I do have a free PDF quick guide. If you want it, I will send it to you free of charge. Okay. It's a free PDF. This is the book we have. I have a couple left. If you want a copy of the book, if you like to read, if you're a reader, if you're not a reader, you could care less about what I'm saying. If you're willing to send a donation for shipping, I'm not asking for the cost of the book. You send the shipping cost, as long as it's here within the United States, I'll ship it out to you. I think I've got 2 more copies left, and I've got the free PDF quick guide. You can email me, you can chat with me from that. If you have any questions on that PDF quick guide, there are some videos. There's a couple of videos, and I may be changing it up a little bit. I'm here to support you because, listen, friend, partner, your struggle really isn't the gamble. It's not the sports. It's not the parlay. That's not your struggle. If you want to, if you want to turn away and be free, you want to save your money, you want to be able to enjoy a rainy day, if you will, or 3 rainy days, you want to go on a vacation, you want to be able to pay off your credit cards and make sure that your car has good tires. You're running tires, you're driving around a lot. If that's what you truly want, then you're just basically a decision away. Really. Well, Santos, that's, yeah, make it seem like it's easy. No, it's not easy. It's not easy. You're a decision away. Okay. Now, it's up to you whether you make that decision. We're going to work on that tonight for a little bit. We're going to work on that tonight here. And if you want to chime in, you can do that. Like I said, we've got some moderators. I'm giving you that. If you're not subscribed, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to this channel. Turn your notifications to all. Comment, like, and share. And if you have a question, ask it right there in the comments. You're not alone. You're not alone. You might feel like you're alone. You're not alone. If you're here, listen, it takes courage to be here. You right here, you're here on this program. You got courage. I don't know where it's coming from, but you got courage because most people do not want to fix their problems. Most people don't want to fix themselves. Most people like the wiring that's going on in their brain. It's very comfortable to them. As a matter of fact, most people don't even know that they're rewired. Most people don't even know that. They think you're the one that's rewired. The sane, right? The SANE, the sane person, not same. The person the person that has some decency because he's had experiences, because he's had, you know what? He's had a lot of bricks thrown at him already. Right? If you cannot talk about a brick and how it feels and what it does to the skin, to the epidermis. You can't talk about that unless you've experienced it yourself. Somebody's going to get blessed tonight through this channel. I believe that by God's grace. So welcome. Uh Struggle of life. General really. Yeah, we can have moments because of you 62 people hate me because I'm Korean. No. No job, no money, no life sucks right now. Hey, you listen, you know, I'm I'm living in my car. I'm living in this vehicle right here. You can see there's curtains in the back. Okay, I've been living in my car for about a month. I made a decision to get better. When you decide to change your life, to get away from gambling, to get away from people, to get away from things, you got to make drastic changes. And it just so happens that I've been living in my vehicle. It's transitional. I'm not going to stay here permanently, and I'm not looking for sympathy. If you do want to donate, you can do that. You know how to do that. I don't have to tell you how, but you can do that. And by the way, the number 7, keep that in mind, right? $7. Don't give it to the casino. Don't give it to the slot machine. Don't give it to the drac room. Don't give it to the roulette. Listen, before you go support this mission. I'm going to support you. Okay, I'm going to do my best. $7. If you can do that, that's great. If you can't, then that's fine also. We're going to keep moving forward. Uh, you're one decision away. You're one decision away. And that's uh, Mark Swag. So I'm living, right? I'm living in my vehicle here in my Kia Life temporary. I got a check that I get from the VA because I'm a veteran, and I'm working on my retirement, all that stuff. Believe me, I got a lot of things that I'm working on, but everything takes time. Everything does take time. Uh, when you have trauma in your life, when you go through a lot of trauma causes inflammation into your body. I really believe that. Trauma that is not dealt with, trauma that is not confronted will begin to turn into some kind of inflammation in your body. And eventually you'll have to deal with it somewhere. Sooner or later you'll have to deal with this. Sooner or later. I happen to be in that situation. I can't work any longer a physical job. I can no longer hold an 8-hour job like I used to. I can't go for 2 or 3 days. I just can't do it. My body's not, it's not allowing me to do it. So I'm trying to work on my life. I'm trying to change. I've got people that don't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. There's a lot of things that are being said, and of course there's probably people on the internet. And you see, you have to be determined where you're going. It's not about all these other things. The reason why you're struggling with what your struggle is because you have not made a decision. You're still there. I have a friend that was reaching out to me. I won't mention his name. He's a young man talking about parlaying bets. He could have made more money if only he would have left the money in there. But instead he took it out. So now he took, instead of a win, but what is that? That's a cycle, right? You win some, you win, you lose, you win, you lose. It's a cycle. Why are you going to talk about the cycle, right? Is it important for you to talk about the cycle? Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is. But is what's really important for you to discuss the cycle itself, or the fact that you either want to do this or you don't want to? And if you don't want to crack that cycle, if you still want to continue gambling, friend, you must get smarter than where you are right now, especially if you are losing money. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to outsmart this system that is outsmarting you left and right, if you don't want to stop. If you want to stop, this is the place to hang out right here. This is it right here. Let me show you something. And I'm looking for some questions. I appreciate the likes, I appreciate the shares. Listen, folks, I'm doing my best to go around the world to help gamblers. I don't know who else is live right now. There's a lot of people that are falling away. They're falling away because they're afraid. They go places online. Maybe they feel judged. There's no real community. There's people that just, they're not real. They're not real. They're after money, or they're after the other thing, or they're after a bunch of followers, and then they go from this thing to the other thing. No, this is faith-based ministry. What you get is what I have right here. My trust is in God 100%. And when I'm gone, this ministry here is going to continue on. I know that. It's going to continue on. It's going to bless people. It's going to show people the right way. Listen, this is the last chapter of the book of Revelation, but listen to these wonderful words here. King James Version, it says, "And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and out of the Lamb." Now, we're not talking this kind of water here. We're talking about pure life. The life that you and I only dream about. And this life here that God is speaking about, see, we think, well, what if I won $1 million, right, at the slot machine? What if? What if I won $1 million? Would that be like this water of life, clear as crystal? Would that be like the tree of life, which the leaves, the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits and yielded her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. The healing. Isn't that beautiful? The healing. Imagine if your bank account was healed. Imagine if your relationships were healed. Imagine if your mindset was healed. What would that look like? What would that be for you? With God, all things are possible. With God. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it. and his servants shall serve him. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. And there shall be no night there. They need no candle, neither light of the sun. For the Lord God giveth them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. And he said unto me, These sayings are faithful and true. These sayings are faithful and true. And the Lord God of the holy prophets sent his angel to show unto his servants the things which must shortly be done. Listen to this, folks. Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keeps the sayings of the prophecy of the Bible. Blessed is he that keeps the sayings. That's like the tree of life and the leaves, right? The leaves are for the healing of the nations. Where's the tree of life? Right here. But what does the tree of life represent? It represents God. It represents love. It represents life. And it also represents death. You're struggling with that thing, whatever it is. You may struggle with. I'm not saying God is just going to come into your life. That's not. God is not a genie like people. God is not a microwave like you. We're going to go through a drive-through and say a prayer, and God is going to open up. Or he's going to close up Pandora's box. That's not the way it works, man. I've been praying for many years, and now I'm starting to hear some answers to some of the prayers that I've been praying for years. Isn't that amazing that God would 15, 20 years, 30 years, 30 years of praying, 30 years, and then you get an answer from God. Wow. But people don't understand. That's crazy talk, People, oh, I don't believe in God. Okay, that's fine. We all have somebody that we believe in. Either you believe in yourself, which you can, you should, but you should believe also in a higher power. You should have somebody that you can trust with your whole life. Gamble your life away, if you will. I guess somebody said, "Well, Santos, are you still gambling?" I guess I am, right? If I'm trusting the word of God, if I'm feeding from the tree of life, if I'm feeding from the leaves, these leaves, which is the healing of the nations. But Santos, that's just the words in the book, man. What are you going to eat that and stuff? Are you going to just eat it like that when you're hungry with a glass of milk? Well, if I had to, no, I wouldn't do that. This is soul food, man. This is soul food. Some people say, well, that's what's going to help you get away from gambling. Well, I tell you what, this is what's helped me. This is what's helped me. All right. Remember, the little book is still available, the little red book. All right, what's up, folks? Let me see who's with me. Read Psalms 23. Yeah, Psalms 23 says, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. I believe He leads me through the still waters. He restores my soul for His name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies, and I shall dwell in the house of God forevermore. I believe it goes like that. Psalm 23. Anyways, yeah, so cried a lot today, huh? Hey, Jim, welcome. The system is rigged. We only have control. Jim, you're one of the moderators, so if you see something go on, let me make sure that you are there. You are a standard moderator, so thank you for coming tonight. I hope you're doing well. I am, they got me all pumped up full of steroids. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm all pumped up full of steroids, folks. And I've been eating like a hoss. Yeah, I've been eating like a hoss. But man, my joints, they hurt like uh, the Three Stooges crying out, my Stradivarius. Oh, my Stradivarius. My Stradivarius. Yeah, I hurt. I'm still hurting, but I decided to come on for a little bit and encourage somebody. Somebody needs to hear truth tonight here. We're all going through something every day, every week. If it's not financial, it could be relationship wise, it could be physical, right? You can feel good on the outside and be full of dead man's bones on the inside, folks. Be full of dead man's bones on the inside. What do we do, right? My mind is saying move to Vegas. The system can drive us insane. Las Vegas blue screen, I believe, desperately wants to take people's money. In some aspects, Las Vegas is doing very poorly. So those places that are not doing so well, they give you incentives to move. They give you even money to move into the area. A couple $1,000. They give you shopping, food to come and to move into their area and everything. Yeah. So, hi Laura. Laura says that she watched my show 5 years ago. Wow, that is fantastic. That is fantastic. Tourist, Miss Californiaistic. Yeah, somebody didn't laugh at my joke. I said, why don't skeletons fight each other? Why don't skeletons fight each other? Bing, boom, bang. Remember the Batman, Batman and Robin days? Bam, bing, bang, boom, boom, bang. Why don't why don't skeletons fight? Period. Why don't they fight? If you know the answer, put it on the screen. Here in Phoenix, now drive there weekly. Blue screens, Mr. Keyman. It was better in the 80s and 90s. I always go when I need money. Well, I tried gambling some Bitcoin and it didn't do so well. So I don't know if I'm going to buy anymore. I've got a little bit of I don't know, a few dollars here and there in crypto. Uh, anyhow, yeah, I felt really bad for there was a couple of individuals that were trying to reach out to me, but they're not really serious about wanting to quit. You know, it's really bad to get yelled at by your parents. You still live with your parents. It's bad to get yelled at by your parents. They kind of know what you're doing. You're working for friends and family and possibly your own parents, and you're struggling. Yet you want to parlay, you want to continue. See, that tells me that you're not really ready and you're just going to continue. You're going to continue to get hit with the red brick. You get hit with one of those bricks, those sharp bricks, man, I'll tell you, that splits your head wide open. Figuratively speaking, that is. You may learn your lesson there. You remember that guy? Remember the little guy there on Goodfellas? He goes, I don't think you really know what I do. He says, you see, uh, if you don't have my money, it's like the slot machines talking to you. Slot machines tell you the same thing. If you don't have my money, see, I got to let you know exactly what I do. Monday morning, when the brokers open up here, 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to walk in, right? You're going to be sitting at your desk. I'm going to take that thing there on your desk that looks like an elephant made out of brass, and I'm going to crack your melon wide open. Now, if you don't have my money, that's exactly what's going to happen. I want you to know who I am and what I do. And by the time I get out of, uh, the paddy wagon, and you'll be done about heal. You'll be healing about then, maybe 90 days. Typically, people quit for 90 days and then they come back real hard after 90 days. I'll come back here and I'll split your watermelon again. Anyways, you guys remember that. I got to be careful what I say on YouTube. YouTube, I'm just being facetious here. Anyways, we're talking about breakthroughs. We're talking about soldiering. And you can't, another thing is you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. You're not, even the Lone Ranger had a sidekick. Didn't he? Batman did. Much smaller version, but he had one. All right, who's here? Santos, I had a cheer. I had a cheer for 2 weeks ago and exploded all over the truck. I hit a deer. Wow. Well, I'm glad that you're safe, man. Brandon Price says, I relapsed again after a year of no gambling. This is the third time. I have stopped for nearly a year and gone back and binge gamble. That's usually what happens when you go back. You binge gamble. Always very costly. I need to find the permanent no gambling zone. You found it, brother. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. It's you and I, right? If listen, you or find. I tell people, look, if you're not gonna quit, find a way to beat the system. How do you do that? I don't know. Find a way. Find a way to play with their money. How do you get their money? I don't know. Look, find out. If you're not gonna quit, if you're gonna quit, you're at the right place at the right time. We've got the tools, and so thank you for that. Thank you, appreciate that. Out of time, 24/7. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. We're not going to be here too much longer, but we're talking about defeating. We're talking about defeating the Antichrist. We're talking about defeating the lie. When was the last time that you told yourself that you can, that you can? And you literally looked at yourself in a mirror and says, you know what, I can. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I know I can. I believe I can. I just haven't made up my mind yet. I know that I can though. I know that I can. It's not an easy thing to sacrifice. You know, you have to like appease the gods, if you will, right? Appease the gods, if you will. There's a sacrifice that you must make. And that sacrifice is not a lamb, it's not an animal. It's actually a part of your life. It's a decision. Whoa, whoa. Not sure if I'm ready. Not ready. Not sure if I'm ready, coach. All right, well, I'm not here to judge you. But if you come here and you tell me that you're losing money and you're losing a lot of money and you're depressed and you don't know how to let it go because you're thinking about the parlay that you should have done this and you got out too early, you should have maybe waited another two parlays to get more money. This is not the place for you to, it's not. This is a place for you to come and get healing. Healing is not nourishment so you can go back, right? It's like the soldier. You got shot in the leg a couple times. You got some shrapnel. They pull it all off you, and you tell your sergeant, "You let me go back to the field. Let me go back to the field. I'm ready to go back." And they clean you up, and you go right back there. You go back and you fight again, right? This is not like that. This is you're basically going before the firing squad. Okay, every time that you go back, you lose a little bit of money. You got to think about it. Man, last night I lost another 300. All right, sheesh. Man, I'm going back before the firing squad again. I'm gonna go see. Yep. Well, what's the firing squad? They got 12. I got one. How many do I have in the barrel? I got 12. How many do they have in each barrel? Am I gonna win in there? I don't know, man. But that's how we are, men. And men are. We love a challenge. That's one of the reasons why you are. That's probably another reason why you don't want to leave the gamble, because you've invested money into that thing, whether you recognize it or not. You have put thousands and thousands of dollars into that machine. And you are not, as a man, you are not about to lay it down that easy. Oh, no, no, no. It's not good. Nah, Santos, no, no. I'm going to get a few good licks in. Well, you, you, you're going to get a few good licks in there. Yeah, you might get, you might end up getting a few good licks in there, if you understand what I mean. Again, it's not, if you got plenty of money coming in, well, no sweat off your sack, right? Do not get your undies in a twist. I'm talking about your undergarments. Don't let them get in a twist. If you got plenty of money, but then again, that's a trap if you got plenty of money, because all that money is not going to keep, unless you got a tap, you got oil, maybe you got black gold, I guess, maybe, but sooner or later it's going to run out. Oh yeah, sooner or later. Every person's come to me back 5 years, 10 years, 15 years later. Santos, man, you were right about so and so, a family member. Santos, you know what? She's facing jail time. She's going to do a lot of years in prison. I told you that 12 years ago, remember? And you were involved with her. You're lucky you're not in prison. All righty then. My dad never could quit gambling and died a gambler. I think we're all going to die a gambler, Laura. One thing for sure is he's not in pain. There's no more pain. Missing huge gains in crypto and stocks is worse than losing when pride goes down. I've been clean for 5 years. It doesn't do it for me anymore. The stock thing is just another form of gambling. You'll never win nowadays. Too much technology. Trading platforms are now gambling on world events. It's amazing what's going on in the underworld, isn't it? It is. It's just truly uh, magnificent. Let me block. I got the sun. Oh boy, I got the sun in my eyes. Let me see if that helps a little bit. I think it does. Man, anytime I drop paper or I drop a, if I'm eating something, or Lord help me, that's just the way I am. That's better. Okay. Okay. Casino stands for cashes. No. There we go. Anybody else? Anybody else? By the way, skeletons do not fight each other because they don't have any guts. That belief makes it harder. I'll tell you what makes it harder: the way of the transgressor. The way of the transgressor is hard, the Bible says. So if we transgress, we are making it hard. The way of the transgressor. Sometimes I make it hard, and then I say, well, you knew better. You knew better than that. Don't do it anymore. Don't do it anymore. You know better. You know what happened the last time, right? You know what happened the third time. You know what happened the fifth time. So now if you choose to do it, you got to remember everything that you do, whether it's gambling, you have a choice. You can go get you can go to the doctor, you can get prescriptions, you can go to the streets and get drugs. You can you can make decisions, you can get in your car, you can go to a pool someplace. You have choices. You have choices. Don't put yourself in a situation where you believe that you don't have them, because then you'll start to believe that, and that will make you crazy. Because it'll just you'll only know your cycle, and if your cycle is gambling, sadly, like Laura's dad, we don't know. Maybe he heard the true gospel before he passed away. I don't know. But some people, yeah, some people will die in that state of perpetual gamble, and some people die at the casino itself. They have a heart attack or they slip. Older folk can slip on the carpet and break the hip. And 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, they died as a result of that fall. They didn't die in the casino, but they died as a result of that fall in the casino 3 or 4 months later. And of course, we don't hear about stuff like that. Yes, it is, folks. All right. I got to get off the airwaves here. Thank you guys for visiting Vicus. Yeah. Sooner or later, the brick is going to get you. The brick, the red, the red brick. It's got a sharp point, you know, like a cement brick, the red ones. Imagine getting hit with one of those. You're just walking down the street and all of a sudden you get hit, cracked in the head. You're bleeding profusely. And you look to the ground and there's that red brick. Oh my. Santos was talking about that. It's hard to do things when it doesn't feel good, even if it's good for you. Yep. Doesn't feel good, but we gotta. Let me see if this will work. I'm not sure. Doesn't feel good, but let me see. Wow. Wow, oh my goodness, this thing's gonna fall off. Wow. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to put the speaker back on here. Let's see if we can. All right, there it is right there. Anyway, I had to do it that way anyway. All right, we lost volume. Can you hear me now? There was a double shooting at a casino near LA. Donnie won. Can you hear me now? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Man, I've been on here for 39 minutos. 39 minutos. All right. Thank you for that. Maybe I got to charge up my microphone. It works a little better than the one that's on right now. So yes, we have tools available for people that want to quit. If not, you may just have to wait. Let me see. So either you quit or you may end up getting that cement block split. And even if you were drinking a little bit of alcohol and you were lit, you may end up falling into the pit, because that's their skit to get you into that money mitt where you're so angry you can spit. That's their kit. They say it's legit. I say it's time to learn before you start to burn. It's the only way that you will truly earn. There was a man by the name of Vern. He passed away long ago. I don't think he was in the casino, though. He was quite the comedian in Las Vegas sometime. Then I heard he lost his mind. All right. What's the plan for the week? The plan for the week? The plan for the week is to pray and read some more Proverbs and get wise. And how can I do this gooder? How can I do this thing? How can I get gooder? Right? Gooder, gooder. How can you get gooder at something? Do you want to get gooder at something? Maybe you want to get gooder. Maybe you want to get gooder at keeping more customers, more clients, right? You want to get gooder. Maybe you want to get gooder at making decisions at the right time, responding versus reacting, right? Gooder. You want to get gooder. Gooder, gooder. What do you want to get gooder at? Fill in the blank. So pray, get some scriptures in you this week, connect with somebody, give of yourself, give if you can give of, if you can give of your money, if you can give of your time, if you can give of yourself, which is the best. Of course, money's just a little extension. That's all it is. It's just a little extension of ourselves. But the greatest thing that you can do is you can give of yourself, right? You give of your time. You can share things. You can leave comments. Um, there's many things, that you can do. Anyhow, I thought there was rain coming. Looked like a bird probably dropped some urine on my windshield or something. I've never seen it happen. Bird urine. Still dropping. No, it's not. Anyhow, all right. That's all we have. Hi, Keith. Sound is good now. All right. And for me, I got to go see my neurosurgeon. I may need neck surgery. I hope not. So I've got a lot of stuff going on with nerves in my body. Uh, Not fun. Not fun. I didn't. Uh,
you know, it's like it's hard to maintain focus a little bit because all you want to do is just lay down or find, you know, a place to get comfort, some kind of a comfort, because taking pills and just anything you do, it doesn't matter what you do, it's just a temporary, a little temporary relief. So that's another thing. I got doctor's appointments, many of them coming up. Hopefully they'll give me some relief soon. Acupuncture, chiropractic, hot stones, uh, pulling of the neck, an epidural shot if you have what have you, and then obviously the last result would be to put um, some bicycle chains inside your neck, so you look like a bicycle inside your neck, you know, stainless steel bicycle chains. Imagine that. Yeah, yeah. Good to see everyone here on a Friday, on a Sunday night. It was quite a few. Last Wednesday, we had over 60 people on the feed. I think 50 to 60 people on the feed. Of course, we had a lot of trolls too. We needed we need to get rid of the narcissists. Too many pills and medications is not good. Yeah, exactly. I got rid of a bunch of stuff, and I'm only taking uh, what I absolutely need. So, and yes, I have a peace pipe. I have a peace pipe, and I have gummies that I'm using temporarily. Not too fond about those things, but it's just my way of coping with some of that, you know? Thank you. I appreciate that. Out of time. By the way, I owe you. Either I owe you a t shirt or a book. So you got to just let me know where I can get it to you if you don't have it. This is the newest copy. Or I still have some t shirts also, man. Well, they're not brand new anymore. The brand new t shirts, you got to order them and ship them. That costs a little bit more. But, anyways, you got a gift from me. That's for sure. Thank you for caring. By the way, listen, if you want to give, I'm going to be getting off the airwaves here pretty soon. If you want to give, if you want to donate, listen, instead of giving everything to these places where you go, scratchers or the parlay bets, the casinos, slot machines, the drock, you can always donate a few bucks here, and I will do my best to stay. That does pay. Well, Santos, does that put money in your pocket? Well, YouTube pays a little bit every month, but it's not enough to live off, obviously. It's not by any means. But it does help. It helps with the phone bill, right? That's Wi-Fi. And it also helps with if I have to, which I'm going to have to bring somebody in to this mission to help me with editing videos and doing a few things like that, finding videos and reposting, um, making some changes, getting the website back together, tying everything back, putting the T-shirts, putting all the the baseball caps and what have you, anything that we have merchandise that could help this mission. We're gonna put it all out there, but all of that again, it takes money and it takes time to do that. I've experimented with a lot of different things, and I ended up Sadly, I ended up losing a little bit of money here and there, which was not a good gamble. And those that were committed to helping this mission, they were only committed for the money. They weren't committed for anything else. When the money's gone, psh, it is what it is, you know? Anyhow, so thank you for that. I appreciate that. Donnie Wan, where do you get the book? Well, I have, if you want to send through the YouTube channel, if you want to send a donation or something, I can, as long as it covers the shipping. Because if you go to Amazon, I think Amazon, they sell like for $23, I think. 23. And Amazon gets most of that. So I wish I had somebody that could help me promote the book and make sure that everything is complete. Who knows? It might even still need some editing. People that I paid and trusted to do things for me. And I'm not, I'm not, I'm just a hey there sinner, man, trying to make his way. I can't, I can't, I can't work like construction anymore. The Navy sabotaged my career. I was supposed to go into uh, and computers and stuff like that when I entered into the Navy. No, they didn't. They stuck me down there where where their nuclear reactors are. That's where they put me down there, climbing those steps. There's a ladder, a little ladder that you got to climb up, and that ladder, man, it's just a tiny little ladder, and then there's the latch with the rubber, the seal. You turn the wheel on it. Man, you do that for 4 years. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah. Anyways, so thank you. I really appreciate you. Out of time, and we're out of time. Just about here, folks. We are out of time. Let me see what else. There's nothing else here. So I do want to thank Jim there this year. Thanks for hanging out, Jim. Donnie, thank you, Donnie. Out of time, 24/7. Mr. Keyban. Laura, safety on the roads, my friend. Mark, safety on the roads, my friend. All right, who else was with me? Blue screen, blue screen. Thank you for hanging out. Vitgus, legacy mindset. We haven't seen legacy mindset in a while. Legacy mindset. There we go. Thank you. And who else? Let me see who else was with us tonight. Make sure that I cover you guys. You guys are good people, and I hope the best for you. Even if you're struggling and you're lying, right? Because we do. We struggle and we lie, and we. Brandon Price. Santos, I relapsed again after a year. No gambling. Well, you get back, Brandon, on your feet, and you'll do it again. You'll get back on your feet, and you will win. You got to stay on the wagon. You got to stay on the journey. There's race. Race. The race is forthcoming. We are in the race. All right. Anybody else? I know I lost some voice, but we got back. Duncan. It was Duncan McCobb. Duncan, welcome to. Thank you for being here. And let me see if there's anybody else. Uh, I feel ashamed and empty. Ruben says I relapsed last night. Well, what are you going to do, Ruben? We have tools, we have support systems. That's what we have available here. We have people that care about this, like out of time, who supports the mission. I know he does. So thank you. And all the rest of you guys, you know who you are. You support this mission. Um, so with that said, folks, it's time. It's time. Decide, right? Make a decision. Remember, they called President Bush. He was the decider, I believe, President Bush, the son. He was the decider in chief. he was the decider in chief. I remember when he said nuclear. He said nuclear. It's nuclear. See, I was on a ship with 4 nuclear reactors on it. Maybe that's the reason why I'm so messed up. Also, uh, lived on a ship with 4 reactors. Imagine the radiation that thing was producing. Who knows? Who knows? All right, Ruben Ayala. There's a free quick guide. There's a free. All you got to do is email, so you can get that. If you send a donation, I'll send you the book here, or you can get it on Amazon. There is a newer. There's a couple of copies, but the Little Red Book, the newest version, I think it's a pretty good read. If you like to read, some people don't like to read. I'm not much of a reader myself, but I do read. I do read when I need to. And it's not because I don't want to. I think sometimes it's because when you're in pain and stuff like that, it's hard for you to really focus. So I'd rather listen to audio. We'll see you alive again this week. We will see you alive again this week. Preferably Wednesday or Thursday. And then we'll hit the airwaves once again, Lord willing, on Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Remember this one before I leave, okay? If you're going to beat somebody, if you are going to beat somebody, okay, do not beat them down. Beat them up. All right? Inspire, motivate, give of yourself, share, extend.